Aussie UFC star Tai Tuivasa reveals why he'll never use gangsta rap for his walkout music and how he'd go if he played in the NRL, but you'll never guess which opponents hit him the hardest. Tai Tuivasa has opened up about why he will never use gangsta rap as his walkout music, how he would go in the NRL and the opponent that punched him the hardest ahead of his return to the octagon this weekend. The Sydney KO King returns to action on a UFC fight night this weekend in Orlando, where he will take on dangerous Russian Sergey Pavlovich. In a sport that has many outrageous characters, Tuivasa has become one of the most popular fighters in the organization, best known for knocking opponents out, bizarre walkout songs, and drinking beer from people's shoes. In his last fight, Bam Bam made history by becoming the first UFC fighter to knock down Cyril Game, but it wasn't enough to put the French heavyweight away. "I knew right away that I didn't hit him properly," said Tuivasa, "and I knew he'd regather pretty quick. I was close in that fight, but not close enough." Tuivasa sees his fight against Pavlovich this weekend being just as entertaining, with either him knocking out the big Russian or vice versa. "That's the way I see it going down. Either he will get knocked out or I will. That's the way I like to go about things," he smiled. The crowd will erupt when the Mount Druid slugger makes the long walk to the octagon, though Tuivasa admits he still hasn't chosen what song he'll be coming out to. Previously, he has used unconventional hits like Barbie Girl by Aqua and My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, which is odd for a UFC fighter. "I'm sure whatever song I choose, it'll be a banger," he said. "The only stuff I wouldn't choose is anything hard like gangster music. I like to keep it fun and stay relaxed." Whatever Tuivasa is doing, it's working. Before his last bout with Game, he knocked out Stefan Struve, Harry Hunsucker, Greg Hardy, Augusto Sakai, and Derek Lewis, solidifying his status as one of the best heavyweights on the planet. When asked what food he misses most when in fight camp, he only needed a few seconds to come up with the answer. Yeah, that'd be beer. He attributes much of this change in form to having a more professional approach to his career and moving his training camps to Dubai. In fact, he thinks he's better now than when he used to play rugby league for the Roosters, and he'd still be good to play a few minutes off the bench. "I'm definitely fitter now than I was back then. I reckon I would have a good crack if he was back playing. Maybe the way the sport is now, I'd get sent off more. I used to get sent off then too. I reckon I'd be good for 20 minutes. Tuivasa is serious about his career and hopefully one day getting a shot at the heavyweight title. But he also wants to have as much fun along the way, even if he's fighting the scariest opponents in the heavyweight division. Asked which UFC fighter hits the hardest in the world, Tuivasa brushed the question aside. "The beer when I wake up the day afterwards hits harder than all of them.